Welcome to our English reading practice session. In this video, we'll help you practice your English language skills by reading the text, A Memorable Day at Wildwood Zoo. Listen and repeat after me. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. A memorable day at Wildwood Zoo. It was the first day of summer vacation when my family decided to visit Wildwood Zoo. We had been looking forward to this trip for weeks, and finally, the day had arrived. My parents, my younger sister Emma, and I woke up early, packed our backpacks with snacks and water bottles, and set off on our adventure. As we approached the zoo entrance, I could already hear the excited chatter of other visitors and the distant calls of exotic birds. The sun was shining brightly, and there wasn't a cloud in the sky. Perfect weather for a day outdoors. We got our tickets and picked up a colorful map of the zoo. There were so many exhibits to see, it was hard to decide where to start. We began our journey in the African savanna section. As we walked along the path, we came across a huge enclosure with tall trees and a watering hole. Suddenly, a family of giraffes came into view. Their long necks stretched high into the air as they reached for leaves on the tallest branches. Emma and I were amazed at how gracefully they moved despite their size. A zookeeper was giving a talk about giraffes, and we learned that they have the same number of neck vertebrae as humans, just 7. It's hard to believe when you see how long their necks are. Next, we visited the elephant habitat. The enclosure was massive, with a large pool and several sturdy trees. 2 adult elephants were using their trunks to spray water on their backs, while a baby elephant playfully rolled in the mud. The zookeeper explained that elephants use mud as a natural sunscreen and to keep cool. We watched in awe as the elephants demonstrated their intelligence by using sticks as tools to scratch hard-to-reach places on their bodies. As we continued our walk, we entered the primate paradise. Monkeys of all sizes swung from branch to branch, their acrobatic skills on full display. We saw cute little marmosets, playful capuchin monkeys, and majestic orangutans. The orangutans were particularly fascinating. One of them was using a large leaf as an umbrella to shield itself from the sun. It was incredible to see how similar their behaviors were to humans. By this time, our stomachs were growling, so we decided to take a break for lunch. We found a nice picnic area near the zoo's central lake. As we enjoyed our sandwiches and fruit, we watched a group of flamingos wading in the shallow water. Their bright pink feathers were a beautiful contrast against the blue water. Emma tried to stand on one leg like the flamingos, which made us all laugh. After lunch, we headed to the reptile house. The cool, dimly lit building was a nice break from the warm sun outside. We saw all sorts of scaly creatures, from tiny colorful poison dart frogs to massive anacondas. The most exciting part was watching a zookeeper feed a large python. The snake unhinged its jaw to swallow a whole rat. It was both scary and fascinating. Our next stop was the Australian Outback exhibit. We saw kangaroos hopping around and lounging in the sun. In a nearby enclosure, we spotted a group of koalas nestled in eucalyptus trees. They were so cute and fluffy, but mostly they just slept. The zookeeper told us that koalas sleep up to 20 hours a day. As the afternoon went on, we visited the Penguin Cove. The penguins were having their feeding time, and we watched as they darted through the water with incredible speed, catching fish thrown by the keepers. On land, They waddled adorably, but in the water, they were like torpedoes. Our last stop of the day was the Big Cat Kingdom. We arrived just in time for the lion feeding. The mighty lion's roar echoed through the air, making Emma jump a little. We also saw beautiful tigers pacing in their enclosure and a sleek black panther lounging on a high rock. Before leaving, we visited the petting zoo area where we could interact with some friendly farm animals. Emma and I fed some goats and petted a super soft rabbit. It was a nice, calm way to end our exciting day. As we headed towards the exit, we stopped at the gift shop. I bought a stuffed elephant to remember our trip, and Emma chose a book about endangered animals. On the car ride home, we couldn't stop talking about all the amazing things we'd seen and learned. That night, as I lay in bed looking at my new stuffed elephant, I thought about how important zoos are for protecting and learning about animals. I drifted off to sleep with dreams of wild adventures and exotic creatures, already excited for our next family trip to Wildwood Zoo.